My name's James. Welcome to my tropical stroke exotic garden in Gloucester in the UK, so southwest UK. We get fairly cold winters, -6.5 it went down to this year, and we're at the bottom of the Cooper's Hill, which, if anybody knows, is the bottom of the cheese rolling hill. So you've got to be a little bit crazy to live here, I suppose. This is my garden. I started it in 2023, had a good year last year, lots of changes this year, new beds, new plants, so have a look around. This is mainly for me. If you're expecting production values, and go and watch George. If you're looking for massive specimen plants, go and watch Chris. But if you want to see how my garden progresses, stick around. I have a dahlia, happy single flame. Beautiful red and yellow flowers in the summer on this one, lovely dark foliage as well. Then we have a Trachycarpus fortunei cross princeps, again an absolutely beautiful palm. It's been moved a few times, it's still very young, but it should flush out some beautiful leaves this year. Moving into a little bit of a replanter, we have a Hostia Jurassic Park, a planter inside a planter. We have some Tradescantia in there with a Fuchsia procumbens. Has really delicate little flowers in there. And then we have some Oxalis, some Pseudosassa bamboo variety in the back. A lovely, beautiful Trachycarpus princeps, again very young, but this will grow up to be an absolutely stunning palm. And we have a Boutia capitata. Lovely blue foliage on that, and then this one is a Daphnophyllum macropodum. In spring its flush is absolutely stunning. Today just growing into a beautiful looking little shrub. Well, it's going to eventually be a tree, this one. Mahonia, not Mahonia, that is Euphorbia minus Merlot. And then we have some Formium, not sure which variety, might be Purpurea, not sure though, very bronzy foliage on it, really nice. A Geranium palmatum, some Lyria muscari, this will spread out, along with some Lysimachia in there, which is the Creeping Jenny. There's an Andina, I think that was Twilight in there, or Lemon and Lime or something like that. A Salvia, Cuban Red, absolutely amazing flowers. One of the daylilies there, Hemerocalis, that is Screamsicle I think, and it's actually, you can see the flower bud just starting on there. That creeper there, that is unanimous, that is Wulong's Ghost. Eventually will spread out all the way across here. That is Camarops Vulcano. And then as we move around, this is the newish bed, so excuse my shadow. This bed has been in since, well, I started it end of last year, and it's only been planted up this year, so it's still relatively new. Then we have a Puscaria Virginia, some Alstroemeria Indian Summer, which be a massive pop of colour. There is, where that little tag is in the ground, there is a Courtlia in there. It's just not come up yet. Another dark-leafed dahlia. Nothing special there. Surrounded by some heucheras. Then we have an Agapanthus. Canna Cleopatra. This one's actually reverted. There's no dark stripes on that one, but there is on the one behind it. Then there is Canna Thai Single Flame. Thai. That's not Thai Single Flame, is it? That is Canna Smoky Flame, Thai Smoky Flame. And then Canna Turkey Jaime, which has been munched quite a bit by the looks of it. Some Crocosmia, I believe that is either Limpopo or Columbus. Some more daylilies, this one is Berlin Red. And then here is our Philostachys Aureocolis spectabilis, this one with a lovely green stripe that you can just see in the canes there, and it's just shooting up some new culms, which is nice to see. Only went in obviously this year. There's a cell-seeded tree spinach in there as well, and some Aloe striatula. It's got a new name now. I like the old one better. Bestiameria flamingo glow, and then we have some tamarillo or tree tomato. Very, very nice. Will grow up to about 4 foot tall this year. Big leaves on it. A very, very small Mahonia Sweet Winter next to a Brodera, and then a little Truckee, a little waggy this one. Only went in this year, so it's just finding its roots. Some Heuchera, another Bronner being munched, some Epimedium underneath this Camarops humilis, that went in last year. Some more daylilies, I think that's just full with that one. Euphorbia blackbird, and then behind that is Abelia grandiflora. We have a Washingtonia robusta. Neglected it last year, so it did really poorly, so it's only just coming back now, being repotted in some nice compost, grit, lots of drainage, should do well. Another Mahonia Sweet Winter, and an Andina. I think this one's Gulfstream. In that little gap where you see just in there is a Colocasia pink china just coming up through there, so that will fill that gap nicely. Nice holly fern, in fact it's huge, that holly fern. Just poking through here is a Decnasia varghesii, which is dead man fingers, or the blue sausage shrub. The leaves grow very, very long. It's only young. It's been in a year now, so it should start growing really well. I have a Scheffler alpina just here, which is a really nice looking shrub, well, tree, plant, whatever you want to call it. Very, very different to the Scheffler taiwaniana that you can see just through there, but I'm not sure what that name change is now. It's a little bit different. Strobilanthes mastersii. Very, very distinctive plant. Don't see that around very much. I think it's originally, through many, many years, came from Panglopa plants for me, but I think that this was originally from Mike Clifford. Fatsia polycarpa with a new flush there. There's a jungle tiger walking through. Just behind that, you can just see the Hedecium gardneranium. And inside that pot there, I don't know whether you can see it, but there is many, many shoots. Obligatory Persicaria red dragon. And then in the gap there between the bamboo and that Photinia pink crispy, there is a massive Canamusifolia, which is just starting to shoot, but you can't see it now. Pseudopanax Moa's toes, just flushing. And then down here we have a Drimmies. I think that is, I'm not actually sure which one that is. A Trachycarpus fortunei, looking rather tatty this one is. It's not the best looking tree, but I'm hoping, when it came to me it was very, very stretched. So what I'm hoping is that that stretch will work its way out, because you can see that the leaves that are not stretched, that are coming through, are massive, but they're just not getting the height of to the height of the stretched ones yet. But it will outgrow it. Here is a Brugmansia, hoping for a lot this year. No flowers on it last year, but yeah, fingers crossed. Berinda papyrifera, That is, I believe, CS1046. New division, only picked up about a month ago, so fingers crossed. And then behind that, you can see there's a Philadelphus and a Blue Talon, the Megapotaneum, or whatever, however you pronounce that one. Cordyline Superstar, another Nandina. This one's obsessed with some heucheras and daylilies, and excuse my shadow. And then we have a Cordyline Sparkler. Some little plants here, so there's some Persicarias. There's a small little Camerops humilis there. That was originally just a 2-leaf little strap leaf plant about 2.5 years ago. Solanum quitoense, which will have these beautiful leaves. So you see the leaves there, they'll be 3-4 times the size of that, with that beautiful purple veining that you can see in the leaf there. Behind that is another big clump of Canomusifolia, Miscanthus giganteus, which will grow up, as you can see. I've left some of the old stems on there, and that reached about 12-13 foot last year. And then behind there, there's various different plantings. You can see in the pot there that is Philostechus aureocolis, Aureosulcata, I think it's how it's pronounced. Don't quote me on it though, I don't speak Latin. And you can see it's popping up some nice new culms there. I thought it was dead, but it's doing well. There's lots of other little plantings in here, like a little baby T-Rex there, Tetrapanax Rex, definitely the Rex version. Yucca gloriosa, absolutely lovely plant that one is. Camerops Vulcano, Astelia Silver Shadow, and then we've got lots of Ophiopogons down here, the grasses surrounding this beautiful waggy. That's my favourite palm in the garden, this one. It's grown so well. 7 leaves it put out last year. It's been in since January last year, so roots should be there. We should see some real action this year. And Echium pininana. Now this is quite a large looking plant. I thought it died over winter. As you can see, the leaves were really shoddy looking, but it's just recovered and is sticking out again. So it's quite a tall little thing now. Whether I can get it through this winter, I don't know. There's a Sable Bermudana there. Fantastic looking foliage on it. It's very, must have been grown indoors when I got this, because the original leaves were very, very leggy. It's getting a bit more compact now, which is good, and there's fantastic leaf shape. A Nandina obsessed. Sorbaria. This one's a Persicaria in here. I believe it's Orientalis, but I'm not sure. I got given a load of bare root along with the most of the daylilies as well. A Formium Yellow Wave, which has really put on some growth this year. Lots of new leaves coming up. Cycad staying in a pot. Wonder if it's going to flush this year. Didn't last year. And my poor Philostachys nigra. So it's looking very bare at the moment because I cut down a lot of culms because it came into flower. I don't think any of these have flower on at the moment, but if they do, the culm will get removed. Fingers crossed it'll pull through, but I'm not hopeful. But the plant only cost me £1, so I'm not that fussed. And then down here we have another Canna Russian Red, Crocosmia. This is the bog part of the garden we're moving into now. So we've got an Abutilon there, and then just into the bog garden, Musella Lasiocarpa, some Dalmera Pultata, Aurelia elata, which is just turning into a really nice looking plant. I put it there at the front of the border, so I've got something to walk underneath when it grows into a tree, but also it should give some shade to the Gunnera, which is in its 2nd year in the ground for me now. Last year was really poor, but this year it's really putting on some big leaves, well, compared to last year. Not as big as some leaves, obviously. And I think it's Tinctura, this one. not a cryptica. And then inside in here as well, along with most of the beds, there's just a load of colocasia pink chinas coming up. There's just in there is also regersia, just poking its leaves, but you can't really see much. And then we have another colocasia. That one is black sapphire gecko. And then we go into a more wooded area. So on the floor is a young Dixonia. Sinking's out of time, some big knuckles coming up, but it's not pushed them out yet. A Hedychium I was given, I'm not sure which one it is. I think it might be Assam orange, but I'm not sure. A Fatsia, which is in the wrong place, just keeps getting burnt off all the time there. Viburnum, leatherleaf viburnum. A Mahonia. And then we move into the shady area, which is caused by this enormous Tetrapanax. So underneath there we've got the Xanthodecia, some ferns, well loads of ferns. It's a real mixed bag under here. Nandinas. We've got a begonia just poking its head through here, just starting to come up, which should look really nice. That one is Santa Cruz, so really nice red leaves on that. There is another Dixonia at the back there, and the obligatory Persicaria red dragon, and then we have the beast, which is, I've got to come back for this because it is large. That is the Tetrapanax. I think it's just Papyrifera, I'm not sure. I got it from a guy in Wales. Excuse my shaky work. If you want production values, watch George, not me. So yeah, it's looking good. Very big, very tall. Can walk underneath the leaves now. Very, very grooved leaves, but not as grooved as a Rex, and it's a different leaf shape to a Rex as well, so we shall see. Then down here we have another Camlops humilis, surrounded by ferns and heucheras. Another Trachycarpus fortunei in there. That one looks a little bit better, but it's getting crowded out by the Tetrapanax, as you can see. And then in there we have the it was a very, very poorly looking Fatsia spider's web, but it's kind of come back now, and is looking a lot healthier, surrounded by Doraltrus atrata as well. And then down here, a little pop of colour by the Pulmonaria. There's another little begonia in there, some more ferns, Mahonia sweet winter, no, soft caress that one is. Euphorbia John Phillips, stunning plant. It's just coming to flower, so the flower heads have just cut off now. It's finished flowering, so this should really fill out this space in here. Rather large Fatsia at the back there. And then just some more little ferns. We've got the Rufa, Thargesia rufa, and then finishing off with the Rufus typhina, which is going to be a large tree this year. Well, large for my garden anyway. So there it is, tropical gloss in May, start of the season. Let's see what we can do.